Okay. I wasn't gonna make a video on this, but I started looking into it and I was shooketh. Hey guys, I'm Danielle. Welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, leave me a little like. Okay, so I'm assuming everyone here, as I should be, is over the age of 18. But do you guys remember that transition period between like childhood years and adulthood? You're not yet a teen, but like it's that weird tween age. I call it the ugly phase. You know, we're all really awkward and just like not cute. We all kind of just look, I don't know, not ugly, but ugly. You know, we're not the cutest. We're going through puberty, hormones are changing, things are happening, right? This might be unpopular, but that was like the best time of my life. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like nowadays kids are completely skipping that ugly, awkward stage and going straight into adulthood. And there are many reasons for this, and we can get into that at some point, but that's not the point of today's video. But Sephora employees have been coming out and making videos complaining about this age group of kids, specifically 10-year-olds, but these employees are saying that these kids are storming into the store, being extremely rude, disrespectful, extremely demanding, making a mess of all the testers, opening up sealed products, using them, either taking them or putting them back. So basically, these kids are just being a complete nightmare. And let me just say, Sephora employees do not get paid enough to be dealing with this crap.
These 10-year-old girls at Sephora are crazy. But what's crazier are the parents that aren't parenting. So the other day when I was working, we were kind of busy, so the line was kind of long, and this little girl walks up to me, and her basket is literally overflowing. Like, the amount of products that were in there, she had to have been maybe 9, 10, maybe 11 years old, but regardless, definitely way too young to be shopping at Sephora. And I start grabbing the items out so I could scan them, and before I can start, she goes, wait, I have 2 perfumes on hold. Can you get those too? And I'm like, yeah, of course. What's your name? So I go grab her perfumes, and then she goes, can you scan those first so I can see how much they are? So I proceed to scan the 2 perfumes, and the 2 perfumes alone came out to $300. So after she saw the price of the 2 perfumes, I guess that wasn't enough. So she was like, okay, yeah, you can scan the rest of the items in the basket. She's by herself. So I finished scanning all her products, and her total came out to almost $900. After I told her total, she looks at me and she kind of gives me like a nervous kind of look. She's like, in my head, I'm like, girl, yeah, what did you think the total was going to come out to? So I see her look to her left. To the left, I see that there's an older lady who is her mom, and a younger girl, which is her sister. And they're checking out at the register, like 2 down from me. And the little girl calls the sister over, and the sister's like, what? Like, how much is it? And she's like, well, how much was yours? And the sister goes, $500. She said that so normal, like, she literally looked at her and said, yeah, $500. So the one that I'm helping out goes, well, mine is almost $900. So then her sister is like, well, do you have enough? And she was like, no, but I'm probably just gonna use mom's money. So I'm kind of just watching this all go down, and in my head, I'm like, so what are we doing here? Like, are you going to get it or not? Like, our line is long. It was literally right after the holidays. You know, the line wasn't going to get any shorter. So then I tell the girl, are you going to be paying cash or card? And she goes, sorry, can you give me 1 second? So she calls her mom over, and the mom, like, looks at me, and she smiles, and then she looks down and goes, wait, how much is it? And the little girl tells her. The mom literally freaked out. She was like, what? No way you're about to spend $900. Which in my head, I'm like, period. Like, thank you for putting her in place. But anyways, the mom is furious, and the little girl is just looking at her like, what? Like, yeah, bitch, I'm going to spend $900. Like, I don't know what you're looking at. So I'm kind of just looking at them like, what do I do? And then the mom goes, take something out. The little girl lost her mind. She's like, no, I'm not taking anything out. And the mom was like, no, you're going to take something out. So she's like, what even is that? And the little girl's like, it's a flower bomb. Apparently it was a perfume. And the mom's like, you literally already have 2 other perfumes. Like, why do you need another one? And the little girl's just like, because I want it. Growing up, if I ever said anything like that to my mom, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So time goes on, they're arguing back and forth, and the little girl kind of is just, she's not having it. She's like, I'm not putting anything back. Like, no. So finally the little girl's like, okay, fine, I'll take it out. And she takes it out, and then she goes, but that's the last thing I'm taking out. I'm not taking anything else out. Like, I'm sorry, who's the mom here? Because this is the problem. The problem isn't the kids, it's the parents. Because why aren't you guys sitting there saying, you know, holding your ground? Like, these iPad kids, these little girls have never heard the word no, and they kind of just get what they want so they can shut up and the parents can move on with their day. Okay, so then once she removes the perfume, the total was still at like $700. And the mom's like, take something else out. And the little girl's like, no, I already told you I'm not taking anything else out. And then, you know, me trying to like be nice and also get this line moving, I'm just like, hey, like, I see that you have 3 Glossier lip products, like, and they're all the same flavor. Like, did you want all 3? And the mom looks at me kind of like saying like, thank you. And then looks at the little girl and she's like, yeah, I know that there's 3. I didn't know what to do. I said, you're right. There's three. I'm sorry. Stupid fucking thing of me to say. Like, there's three and there's a reason there's three, so I'm so sorry. You're right. So then I just shut the fuck up. Long story short, after minutes and minutes of arguing, the little girl ended up spending $500 at Sephora instead of almost $900, and the mom was okay with that.
They don't get paid enough to help your kid decide what they have enough money for, what they need to put back, how many items they can get, to be going in the back stock 20 times a day just to tell your kid that they're out of the bronzy drops. They simply don't get paid enough for this shit, okay? This girl is not the only one. There are tons of these employees saying generally the same thing, that these kids are a nightmare to deal with. They're saying that these kids are extremely rude, they're making a mess of product, they're making skincare smoothies. That's when they take the moisturizer, they pump it out, they put a bunch of other products on there, they mix it up. So they're just like, it's a very messy process. And basically they're saying that the parents are not putting a stop to it. The parents are not parenting. And the 10-year-olds that aren't going in there and just flat out taking the makeup are walking in there with their parents' Amex card and purchasing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of makeup and skincare. I want to say that I'm shocked by this, but what's to be expected when half of the country isn't parenting and just throwing their kids in front of an iPad instead of guiding them and helping them figure out who they are? They are watching their favorite influencers on a screen do get ready with me's, makeup tutorials, freaking massive clothing hauls or makeup hauls. Also, like, it's just really concerning that these young kids are getting sucked into the world of materialism, consumerism, overconsumption, because this is what our generation taught them to value. So people are arguing whose fault it is, right? Like it's obviously not the children's fault. And I wouldn't even say, I think a lot of it has to do with how you parent and what kind of parent you are. So yes, a lot of the blame lies on the parent. However, I'm even willing to go as far as to say that it lies on our whole generation, since, I think millennials are the ones who started it, like getting online, doing freaking get ready with me's, doing their makeup. Everyone's doing their makeup. Story time while I'm doing my makeup. Get ready for me for this, doing my makeup. Every new product, oh my gosh, this huge overreaction. Everything's like the best product ever. Oh, this is my favorite. Oh my God, I literally love this. And kids aren't hip to these marketing schemes. So of course they're gonna see influencers rave about some product and they're gonna want it too, because they don't know that, they're not aware that influencers are just getting paid to say these things. So, this new generation, Gen Alpha, they aren't growing up to value what's truly important in life, like relationships, friends, family, education, what kind of person you are. They're saying that people are valuing likes, comments, how much freaking drunk elephant you have, the next rare beauty blush. Not to mention, they're growing up seeing themselves in the lens of a filter, and don't even get me started on the parents who use filters on their children. They're growing up seeing themselves with a filter on, and they're becoming so used to that. So when they see themselves without it, they think something's wrong with them, or wrong with their skin, or their lips not big enough, their nose isn't small enough. It's just like, we see how much damage it's done to adults. I mean, I work in the plastic surgery industry, and I see women all the time showing pictures of themselves with a filter on saying, I want to look like this. So if that's happening to us, imagine how these children and their young, impressionable minds are feeling. I also wanted to get into the fact that these 10-year-old get ready with me videos are extremely popular on TikTok. It's a whole new level of exploitation. It's this huge, it's booming on TikTok. Like they get thousands, millions of views on TikTok. And there's this little girl who's recently been getting really popular. Is actually her sister, her whole family pretty much. And the mom is exploiting the hell out of these kids. And they do tons of Sephora hauls and get ready with me's and skincare videos, all that bullshit. And it's just really disgusting. Almost every single one of her videos is of her kids or her with her kids. And we know damn well if she wasn't getting something from these videos, getting product or getting paid, she would not be filming these. So recently she's been having her daughter film like a little snarky reenactment of all the Sephora employees, like real stories. Her daughter has been doing like a little snarky, kind of like smart ass reenactment of these videos based on the real story. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Story time, because I really don't get why you guys are so scared of the 10-year-olds in Sephora. So I was in New York City for my best friend's birthday party, Skylar from boarding school. Mom planned out the scavenger hunt for us, so we all had to go to Sephora. Sephora was like a block away from where we were staying, so they let us go by ourselves and followed shortly after. And you guys, this was a big group. I'm talking 26 kids. We had to get the drunk elephant sunscreen as part of the scavenger hunt, so we walk over to the drunk elephant and it's nowhere to be found. Then Skylar spots this influencer we all know from TikTok, because that's all we do is scroll TikTok on our iPads. Then we look in her basket and lo behold, the drunk elephant sunscreen. And guys, we needed this. Skylar and Dylan come up with this brilliant plan to ask her for a picture, and then I sneak up from behind her and take the sunscreen. I mean, after all, she's an influencer. Couldn't she just get it for free? She gets to the register, she realizes it's not in her basket and started searching the aisles frantically. And I decided to mess with her, and I said, looking for something? Is not happy with this. So she gets one of the employees to check the cameras to see if I stole it. And I mean, what kind of adult would want beef with a kid? No one, because the story time is all fake. Ha 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 ha.
You can just see how the mom just has her there trained like a dog. Like, it's so gross. It's so gross. Like, like your kid should not be talking like this at such a young age. She should not have the influencer voice and lingo down that well. And the nails, like, just everything just screams like I'm exploiting my daughter for financial gain. It's just so gross. So her mom, she's just so gross. She's just the worst. But the mom posted a video, Get Ready With Me, talking about how her husband was at Sephora with her daughters, and I guess the daughter called her saying, oh my God, Mom, the Sephora employee complimented us and told us how well behaved we were. And the mom was like, bingo. She told her husband, can you go back in there and ask the employee to make a video? I shit you not. So she literally went back in there and had the employee film a video for her TikTok. I'm not kidding. She made this whole fake skit and made the employee act for her video.
Do you have the mini glow recipe, like blueberry cleanser in stock?
I don't know. I'm gonna go check for you, okay? I actually don't have it in stock. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you for being so polite, you guys. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you.
Again, Sephora employees don't get paid enough to be acting for your TikTok, to be doing skits, okay? Just leave Sephora employees alone. It's enough that they have to deal with these demanding kids going into their store, but now they have to fucking film content for you. What, exploiting your daughter isn't enough? You have to go exploiting retail workers now too? What kind of dystopian world are we living in? I mean, seriously. Like I've said, I've worked in the skincare industry and plastic surgery industry for years, and I can guarantee you kids don't need anything that's in Sephora. They don't need retinols. They don't need exfoliating acids. They don't even need vitamin C. Listen to me. All kids need is a gentle cleanser, a moisturizer, and SPF. That's it. That's all they need. And they can get all of that at CVS. They literally don't need anything in Sephora. That is an adult store. And I'm sorry, but do you guys remember the store Spencer's? I remember Spencer's used to have to be a certain age to even go in that store. I feel like they should put those regulations on Sephora as well. You should have to be a certain age or with a parent to go into Sephora. I'm sorry. Otherwise, give Sephora employees a raise. And also, something I wanted to touch on that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is, mark my words, that in just a couple of years, these are the kind of kids that are going to be getting plastic surgery. Mark my words. You can already see it happening. The fake nails, the expensive makeup, the perfume. Mark my words that these are the kind of kids that are going to be getting lip filler, plastic surgery, all by the time they turn 18. And trust me, this is my area of expertise, okay? I work in the plastic surgery industry and I speak to people every day that are getting sucked into getting plastic surgery because of social media. We have to allow children to be children. Let's get them off iPads. Let's get them off TikTok. Let's stop allowing them to post on TikTok. Let's go back to the days of kids playing with Barbie dolls and being into Disney. I know I sound like an old grumpy boomer, but that transition period between childhood to adulthood is so important and so impactful. We have to protect that and protect kids' innocence and allow them to develop in a healthy, normal way. Otherwise, our country is fucked. There's so many layers to why this is happening. You know, our generation teaching them what's valuable in life, putting them in front of iPads, being on social media, using filters on them. Some people are sharing the fact that there's no longer stores for kids. Like back when I was younger, there was Claire's. I think there still is Claire's, but Claire's and Justice. I know personally I was obsessed with Limited Too, stores like that where kids that age can go into and dip their toe into the world of beauty and makeup and being a girl, yet not jumping all the way to $90 serums and exfoliating acids, but you know, just a kid version of that. Play makeup and roll on glitter. Oh, there's so many things that contributed to this. I don't think there's just like one thing, but I just hope that it's not too late to correct. So, you know, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about all this? Is it too late? Are we already screwed? Can we correct this? I'm scared. You know, I'm 32 years old and I don't have kids yet, but I am scared for the day that I have a 10-year-old because I do not want them to end up like this. But then again, I don't plan on allowing them to have social media until they are in their late teens. I don't plan on allowing them to have screen time or iPads or anything like that. So I'm just gonna hope for the best. But please like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.